Well, what I do know from working with a lot of them is they don't know their numbers. They don't know their customer LTV, which cripples their ability to use paid advertising to really grow and scale their business. So, if you're an e-commerce business owner, you really need to know the numbers. I'm talking about everything from what it costs to support your product, what does it cost, what is the value of a customer, how much money they spend over the lifetime, all of that stuff. You really need to know that stuff.
This is really interesting. Most e-commerce owners don't understand lifetime value. I think everybody right now is so focused on making as much money as possible on that first sale, and they're losing massive opportunity to scale, make a lot more money because they need to break even, be profitable acquiring the customer, instead of focusing on, okay, maybe I can be competitive and maybe I lose a little money, maybe I break even acquiring the customer, but the lifetime value is 2, 3, 4, 5 times that initial order value. And the businesses that understand that are the ones that are killing it right now.
I think something that most e-commerce business owners should know is that story is a huge thing. You need to be able to share who you are, share the story behind who you are, and even if you're not the face of your brand, share a story about why that product is so important in people's lives.
One thing, it really depends on the level. I'll just go for people that are kind of just getting started and trying to find their footing. I would say focus on selling expensive products. You meet a lot of people that are selling these little trinkets, and it's hard to make money when there's not that much profit left over at the end of the day. So focus on something where you have a healthy margin, but also a big margin because the product's more expensive. That way you can actually invest into ads, invest into a team, invest into web design, and everything you actually need if you want a business that's going to scale over the years.
I think every single person knows that you can negotiate to get your costs lower, your inventory, your cost of goods sold, and that's a huge lever. Because if you have a product that's like, you can buy it on AliExpress, you can buy it from China for $10, if you can lower it, then that's, dollars in your profit. The problem is if you don't have a relationship or they don't really know you, it's very hard to negotiate due to cultural differences and you don't have that relationship built up. One hack around this is to work with someone in China that can do the negotiation on your behalf. So these guys are called sourcing agents. So you can go online, you can find someone, they're Chinese, they are on ground zero. So they already know the best vendors, they can negotiate on their behalf, they understand the culture, they can negotiate to get a cheaper rate much, much lower than you possibly could. And something else they can do is they can actually visit the factories, they can actually inspect the product themselves for quality control. So they can do all that for you because they're located in China. So if you are not using someone and you're just communicating with people directly through like AliExpress or through Skype, then it's in their best interest not to give you those lower prices. So you definitely need to work with someone who works with your best interest.
That's a great question. I think most people, what they don't know when they're starting out, and it's been talked about here, is the long game that you're really in it for. A lot of times, these courses or what we see, it gives us this flash idea of like you just do something and make a lot of money, but really it's this long game that you're setting up that is what's creating a lot of the success that you see.